Hi, it's Sarah here. I'm going to show you how to construct this little accordion spine little journal here. It's really easy once you know how to do it. And you just spines like an accordion. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to make an 8-page one. And I've taken 8 sheets at about let's see, 8 1/4 wide by about 5 3/4, and I folded them in half. So it's like if you're in England, it's A5 size or half of a letter sheet of paper, and then folded in half to make A6. And what you do is you have 8 of these, or 10, or whatever you want to do, and you measure in each an inch in from each side. And you just mark it with a pencil on your fold. And then you get a pokey tool, and then you poke where those are, and you can just cradle up your sheets. I've done these in advance to save a bit of time. Cradle up your sheets on a cradle, and then you just poke through them all so that they're all the same. And then what you do is you get a metal edged ruler and use a blade, and you cut from dot to dot, so you'll end up with pages. Oh, that one hasn't gone through. I mustn't have done that one. Let's do it. Like that. So then you end up with pages like that with an inch on either side. And you also want to cut 8 little inserts. They can be any size up until the size of your page. I like to make mine a little bit smaller, but you can make them the same size if you wish, so that doesn't really matter what size they are. But if you're wanting to know the size of these ones, these are 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. Then you need to do your accordion fold spine. Now you need to measure your gap in your sheets, and mine are around, say, 3 1/2. So what I've did is I've cut mine. No, it mustn't be 3 1/2. Let's have a look. That one hasn't been cut neither. Not right through anyways. Anyway, let's cut these ones quickly. I have done them, but I haven't gone all the way through. So you get cut all the way through there. Right. And that gap is 3 1/2. And this is slightly bigger. So what have I done there? I'll just trim this down because this is too big. So I'm going to put this down. it's 3.5. I'm just going to do it slightly under so that it fits neatly into the gap. I'm going to fold it in half, a bit easier. Right. I'm just going to take it slightly in, short straight, and down. Right. Discard that. Then what you want to do, so you have your width of your strip the same, just a little bit narrower than your actual cut in your side of your signature. And then I've did it in 3/4 scores, but you can do it in inch scores if it's a bigger book to give it more strength. So what I've done is I've done enough scores to make 8 spines. So you've got 1 with a little bit left over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So be like that. So if you're doing 10 sheets, obviously you need it longer, and you can add on if you want, because I had to add a little bit on there. Okay, so then the next part, you add your signatures. So you do that like that. Now to hold them into place, what you need is, because this is a 3/4, you need to cut yourself a little bit slightly narrower than 3/4 and about 1/2 inch on either side. And you just, I've rounded the corners on mine just because I think it looks nicer. And then you just slip that down there, and that secures your page on. So then you do that to every page. Make sure there's one there. Once you've done one, you kind of know how it gets put together. You can make them in any size. This one's slightly bigger than the one that I've just showed you. Just get the other pages here. Little spines. And you just keep adding and putting the little bits in. Like so. And then again. Oh, okay. My little knife hasn't cut through. It must need sharpened or the blade changed. There we go. So they fit in nicely like that. And the next one, see, you can make these as big as you want by depending on how many pages that you want. I think 8's just the right size, but I have done them with 10 before. There again, it hasn't cut through. Silly me. This kind of holds them in place, but it doesn't quite secure them in just yet. You can do all kinds of ideas, decorating it wise. The only thing is you can't put a lot of bulk in, because with the accordion fold, there's not much give, so I would just use it for flat pages only. Take the odd tag or two, but you know, you couldn't like heavy embellish it or anything like that, because it would just be a gator mouth at the end. And so that's the general construction there. Then in these centre bits here, you have your inserts. Okay, now what you do is you can use tape if you want, or you can use glue. I'm going to use some glue, and you just put it on the top of the tab and down this part and the tab again, and then you line it up with your page. It just so happens mine's the same length as the tab, but it really doesn't matter as long as your page is central, because you can make this page bigger, like I said, or you could even make it bigger than the outside, depending on what kind of look you want to go for. Okay, so you do that with all your insides. And I mean, if you're decorating it, you can't hide that. You hide that anyway. You can hide that anyway, but if you're sticking paper over the top of it or anything like that. This is like a linen cord, that's why I've put the linen side on that side, so when I cover that, it's still got the nice linen side there, like so. So I'm going to just stick all of them onto the journal, just like that. There we go. Try and line it up nicely. Centered. I like to do things this way, it's easier for me. I'm a lefty, I do things weird. Excuse the dog. She doesn't like us coming in the craft room. I guarantee, but as soon as I sit down, she starts barking at us. So now I try and make it a mission to let her out before I start crafting, but she still does it. Why, I don't know. She just doesn't like us sitting in here. Sorry, it's been a while since I've made a video. I've had a lot going on. Hope everyone is okay. I've just gotten back from a trip to Amsterdam, and I visited the Van Gogh Museum, which was amazing. Such a privilege to be there, just to actually see his work in person. Never realised how texturised his paintings were. The paint is just, it must have taken ages to dry, that oil paint, because it's on so thick. That's why I don't work with oils, I just don't like it. One more to do. I like to put mine under it. This is my weight. It's actually a house brick covered in wallpaper, and it's great for weighing things down. So I'll just put that there a minute whilst I put the lid back on my glue for a minute. Let's have a drink. Right, that should be done now. Now for your cover, you need to cut, this is just backed food packaging, the same as your page, but I've made it just a slight bit bigger, so it's got a bit of a overlap. And what you do, you can, like I said, you could use tape again. I tend to put a bit of glue on and then a bit of tape just to secure it all over the top. So I'll just put that there, like so. And I'm just going to place that and make sure it's flat to the back. That. And then I'll do this side. I mean, you can do these in any colours as well to match the theme of your project. I've made one with using file folders. I mean, we can't get the ones like you have in America, but they're like from filing cabinets, those like type of file folders. Get them from charity shops and things like that. So there we go, that's the covers on. Now how I tape it on, I'll just get some tape. I use this tape, it's like a paper packaging tape. Anybody in the UK wants to know where you get it from, this width you get at Wilkinson's, and you can get a thicker width one in Poundland. Only it's £2 in Poundland, and it's, I think it's £1.49 in Wilkinson's for this one. And what I do is I just put a little bit parcel tape there just to secure that in, like that, and the same on the back. You can use masking tape as well, just to help keep them little hinges in place. And then you can back this with whatever you want. I've just got some more of this card here, and I'm just going to glue that in place. The construction's quite easy. I mean, it's a quick way to make a book. And I mean, if you wanted to, you could add a piece of ribbon in here as a closure. In fact, I might do that. I'll just grab some ribbon. Decisions. Just going to get a little bit here. Make a little inch, just fell over. Right. So I'm just going to put a little bit here. Just line this up with me board so I can get it into place. A little bit of glue, that, a little bit more tape, that, and some more glue. Make sure I've got the linen side there, and I'm just going to pop that on. And then do the same on the other side. The tape. Just make sure that's the same area. Right. I mean, before you stitch the front covers on, you can always stitch around it if you wanted to. I'd normally just stitch whatever embellishment I'm putting on the front, like I'm covering it, and then stick it on the front. Right, it needs a little bit of it a trim because I must have cut that little bit a bit too wide. Just hold the ribbon to one side. Anyone that's left-handed, these are the best left-hand scissors ever. Such a game changer. A bit weird to get used to be quite honest, after using right-handed scissors all my life. But once I've got used to them, like now when I use a right-hand pair, it just doesn't seem right. There we go, and I'm just going to round these corners. And on this side. And there you have it. An accordion fold spine with the ties and all ready to decorate. Like that. So you actually have more than 8 pages because you have like the ends here, that page, that page, that page, and then when you've got the bit there, you've got another one there. So you actually do have quite a lot of pages once it's finished. So I think 8's enough, and 8 little signatures is enough. It saves you from adding too much onto your spine there as well. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you enjoy making your accordion spine little book stroke journal. Thank you for watching. Bye.